Superstars galore in the 5A Division I state championship game. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks presented by All-Star Inflatables, your guide to the Texas High School Football State Championship games. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're previewing the 5A Division I state title game. 7 o'clock Friday night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's the final Friday night game of the 2019 Texas High School football season in the 5A Division I state title game as the Denton Ryan Raiders take on the Alvin Shadow Creek Sharks. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number one, Ryan's running game. And this is really the straw that stirs the drink. There's a lot of superstars on this Ryan team, but I think the guy who is most important for them is their running back, Imani Bailey. Whenever they are able to run the ball behind that big offensive line, that's when the Raiders' offense really gets cooking. And that is going to be a big challenge this week against an outstanding front seven for Shadow Creek, led by defensive end Alec Bryant. So, what happens when Ryan runs the ball? Can they have that kind of offensive balance, or can Shadow Creek take away the ground game? Key number two, comfort zone. It's kind of crazy to think about this, but from a state championship perspective, Alvin Shadow Creek is probably the more experienced squad. Even though they're just in their second varsity season, remember they played for a state championship last year and are back again, thanks in large part to the fact that they believe they can get there. I'm a big believer that confidence is really important, and right now Shadow Creek is flying high, feeling like they can beat anybody. Ryan hasn't been to the state championship in a while. Highland Park was a long-time bugaboo for them. They have made it over the hump, past the semifinals and into a state championship game. But only one of these teams has players that have played in a state championship game. Plain and simple, does that matter? And key number three, the first half. So Alvin Shadow Creek does this really cool trick where they kind of tend to fall behind or play really close with an opponent, and then in the second half, they just roar back and end up winning the game going away. They are an exceptional second half team. But Ryan has made a habit this year of ending games at halftime. They have basically come out of the gates very strong, run away from their opponent, and hid. And by the way, the second half, you have no chance they're able to lock it down. I do not think that Shadow Creek is best served falling behind in this game. I think they need to keep this game close. So, in the first half, can Ryan run away like they usually have, or will Shadow Creek keep this thing close at halftime? Who am I picking? I'm going with Denton Ryan. I know that this was a team that we didn't really know a whole lot about before their state semifinal win over Frisco Lone Star, but that win, I think, solidified them as arguably the best team in 5A Division I. When you take a look at the star power they have with Drew Sanders, Jatavian Sanders, Seth Hennigan, Imani Bailey, the offensive line, the defensive front, it is absolutely loaded, and Dave Hennigan has done an outstanding job of guiding the squad here. Shadow Creek is playing with a chip on their shoulder. They feel like they have some unfinished business, and I do think this offense has taken a big step forward, thanks in large part to quarterback Kyron Drones. But I wonder if Ryan has just one too many weapons for Shadow Creek to handle. I think this game's actually pretty close, and it wouldn't surprise me if Shadow Creek does that thing again, where they roar back in the second half and make this thing really interesting late. But I think Ryan, their physicality ends up winning out. I think the Ryan Raiders bring home the 5A Division I state title. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaveCampbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/DaveCampbells. And of course, see us at TexasFootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2019 Texas High School Football State Championship games at TexasFootball.com/state. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the 5A Division I state title game. We'll see you.